Hello beautiful people, it's Robyn Thomas here with Resemble Me by Robyn. Welcome back to my channel. If you are interested in how we go from this to this, then stay tuned because I'm going to give you all of my whys in this video here. All right, so the first thing I want to say is she found me from YouTube. I think it's always so cool when I'm able to do clients who, see my work on YouTube and hear my explanations and know my whys. So yeah, that's super exciting. Super, super exciting. Okay, so now, first thing I want to say is we initially scheduled for her appointment to be spring twist. So she was going to be getting a natural length spring twist with like 8-inch hair. It's way longer than 8 inches when you start to twist it, but it is 8 inches of hair for spring twist. We were initially going to do spring twist, but when she ordered off Amazon, they said spring twist, but they were pre-twisted instead of the free hair. So it wasn't spring twist hair, it was spring twist crochet hair. So instead, we decided to do a crochet. Now, the thing about crochet braids, I know from experience of doing pre-twisted, pre-braided hair, which I haven't done in a very long time. I actually just added it back to my price list. The thing about that hair, you have to have at least, from my experience, about 120 to 150 pieces of hair for a complete install. And to be honest, some people have bigger crowns, which make them need like up to 180 pieces. And then that's just for like average size. So the whole point of when you're doing your pre-twisted, pre-braided, or pre-locked crochets is you want to cover the base of your braid base. Okay, so she had about 4 packs of the burgundy hair, which I did not show. She got it off Amazon. I don't know exactly who she ordered it from. I'm sure you can type it in and find many options. So sorry that I don't know the information. But she had about four or 5 packs of the color that you see over there to the left. And it's like a burgundy, it's like a T1B burgundy hair color. And she ordered 2 types. She also ordered like 2 packs of, I think it's like T1B 27. I will show that later on in the video and we'll get to that. Well, I'll tell you why, you'll see it now. But she ordered those 2 packs. So those 2 packs along with the burgundy pack. The burgundy pack ended up having about 91 pieces. I put one on each one of those little needle things there, so needle holders. So she had about 91 pieces, and I was like, we can try But, you know, worst case scenario, or if all else fails, we just add the other pieces in the back. So I made sure to keep that in mind when I was doing her hair. Now, another thing that I had to think about was the fact that we are trying to cover an area that has hair loss. Okay, so different people have hair loss for different reasons. I believe hers is eczema, and it just is all over instead of just her body, like it's in her head as well. She said it doesn't hurt. When I touched it, she said it doesn't hurt. It wasn't a sore. It wasn't a sore. It wasn't blistery. I don't know what it looks like to you guys from up here. Or I could say even for me, I was, a little nervous when I seen it, but it wasn't blistery, it wasn't anything. It was actually dry. So, which is what eczema is dry skin. So yeah. So what you see me doing, yeah, I'll keep going. So what you see me doing now is starting to create her babe base. If you were watching as you were listening to me talk from the beginning of me starting this video, I was really just kind of going around trying to see, how exactly, what am I going to do? What's the best option? Looking at the hair, looking at the size of the hair, looking at her hair, what is the best thing to do? So I chose not to use a net because I just felt that I could create a sort of grid around or in that area, and it's on top of her head. So when hair is on top in the area that it's in, it'll do a good job at staying in its place. And then there are other things that you can do to really help your peace of mind for it to stay in its place. But this being the area with her hair loss, I just decided to, like I said again, make kind of like my own little, started with a beehive and then kind of made my own little pattern as I went along. So just really looking at how much hair I had, wanting to make sure that I'm going to have enough to cover. So I had to do 2 rounds at least because I needed to be able to cover this big area of hair that's not there. Another thing that I didn't want to do, I didn't want to have too many braids in the area because I didn't want to have so much to cover. I didn't want to like bulk it down. And then we also didn't have a ton of hair. We just kind of talked about that. I was chasing against or battling, not chasing. I was battling against how much hair we had. And because initially I really was going to try to only do the burgundy, but I don't know, I just kind of always knew it wasn't going to work. But, a challenge, there's nothing wrong with a nice challenge. So yeah, I'm just going along and braiding as I see fit. So I know I don't want too big of braids because I need a few braids to be able to have different areas. She was asleep. To have different areas to place the twist in so that I can make that area fuller. I know that I'm not going to put a ton of twist in there because I don't want to anyways. I feel like there would be like just a bunch of twists pounded on there, trying to cover it, but I do want to have enough. So I'm creating the braid base to be able to accomplish that. So I'm just going to continue braiding, and you actually see me bring out my crochet tool there. And what I'm doing to help that stay into place, because the next 2 sections are really, really thin. So to help that stay into place, what I'm going to do is braid down, continue to braid down, and then I'm going to crochet that in. So I'm going to crochet it through, coming in the direction that I'm standing, so downward. Then I'm going to go back up, and then I'm just going to continue to braid as if I was continuously going in a circle, but this time I'm about to go into a zigzag. But going through it like the crochet method, it really just helps it to stay in place. It's something that I really, really need because I need those twists to stay where they are. She already has like softer hair. It's actually more coarse than most people who have like scalp issues, I've noticed, but it is still on the soft side. So adding the braided hair helps keep it in place. And then again, it's helping me create this grid or this foundation for it. So I didn't need to, because she had a lot of hair right there, I didn't need to go crochet through it again. So I crocheted on the other side because of the amount of hair coming that way. I hope that makes sense. And then I didn't because it was thick enough going around, and then of course I just continued to add hair. So I'm going to braid that piece all the way to the bottom. Now if you have a lot of areas that are that have hair loss, you can just keep adding hair to make that really long, and just continue to crochet through. So you're going to see what I mean when I say crochet through, to create like your own braid or your own base, which I'm doing right now. So I'm just crocheting through. So yeah, if you know that you have a lot of areas like that, you could again continue to add more hair to make that long, much longer, you know, if you wanted to, just depending on your client and what you're trying to achieve. So I'm going to continue to do that until I get it where I need it. And doing it close together is better. Like I should have actually went through another loop, but I also know that I'm about to be going through with the crochet twist, so that's going to help that stay in place as well. But crocheting it really close together is really good to do to help it stay in place. All right, so now I'm just literally, I had no idea how I was going to do her braid base. One, because I wasn't even going to do a braid base. So I'm literally just trying to figure out exactly what is the best method for what I'm trying to do. So you see me sitting here, I'm thinking, y'all, I'm really trying to think, okay, so. So I'm going to let you all continue to watch. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory from here. And then I'll hop back in when I start to crochet her hair. right, so because I am doing a crochet, whenever I do my braid base or any type of braid base like sew-ins or anything, I go ahead and do the moisture portion first. I like to start my clients off with moisturized hair so that they can just hop in on their moisture day. All right, so I sprayed the Roots Mist, and now I'm going in the Roots Hair and Body Oil Enhanced. I initially wasn't going to use the Enhanced, but then I just realized as I was, braiding her hair and really in her scalp, and she was knocked out. Like, she had nothing, reactions or anything, which is a good thing. That always makes me feel good as a braider, because as we know, it used to hurt when we used to get our hair braided, and I just didn't like that. So anywho, because it wasn't an open sort and because the products were all natural, I decided to go ahead and use it, because it does have some essential oils that helps problem areas. So because it wasn't like an open sore, I knew that her scalp would be fine, and so she didn't react from it. She hasn't emailed me and said like, hey, I'm having reactions. So it seems to have been a good idea to go with. All right, so I'm just going to start installing. Whenever I'm installing individuals, I do like to start, or pre-twisted individuals, pre-twisted, braided, or locked. I like to start in the front, because when I first started doing them, I would use up a lot of hair in the back that I really didn't need to use. So I started to, and I was finding myself running out of hair and pulling from the back and adding hair from the back to the front, and realizing I never needed all of that hair in the back in the first place. So, yeah, that came with like years of doing crochets. So yeah, I like to start with the front to make sure that I have a nice full install. We see the front all the time. The back, the hair lays down over it. The back is also smaller. The hair kind of goes narrow. The head goes narrow. So doing the bigger area is just my go-to. And then also, especially with her having a problem area, and making sure that we are, or hair loss area, and making sure that we are covering it. I want to make sure that I get make sure that the top of it is covered. So I'm just going to continue to install these twists, and you'll see me, I think I edited to where you can see that I'm like looking to make sure that it's going to cover it. Not putting too many twists on, but putting enough to where it is going to cover those areas. So keep on watching. All right, so you're gonna see me, or you've been seeing me kind of skip pretty big spaces, but I'm telling y'all, I was really gonna try to see, if I could just do all of the burgundy hair for her install. But yeah, so you see me kind of going spaced out a little bit, but the idea of it, and even when entering your twists in the first place, not in the front, but more so in the back, and you'll see it as I enter more of the back, leaving space big enough as if a twist were to fall right in. So it's kind of the idea of like bricklayer parting, right? So that's how you, for the back of your crochets, the front of them, you have to do as much hair as you can to make sure that it's camouflaging your braids, because you want to be able to have the versatility to have many parts and things like that. In her case, she's only going to be able to wear it one way, and you'll see as I finish it, but just to have her hair covered as much as possible, she'll only be able to wear it one way. But For the front of crochets, normally to be able to have versatility, you want to be able to put as much hair as you possibly can, without putting too much, now making it too bulky. And the back doesn't have to have as much hair. So the idea is to have, again, bricklayer parting, as if you actually had we're putting the twist in or the box braids in or the locks in. That helps you not have to use a lot of hair. So they help you save money, they help you save time, and then it's also not heavy on the head. So yes, you want to cover the braid base, but think about it, if it's in the back and all of the hair is falling downward, you want to make sure the perimeter is good, so the top of your head and all of the perimeter, if you want to, put it up into styles and things like that. But if you really plan on just wearing it down, then for the back of your hair, and two, which is why I went across instead of going straight back, you're able to use a lot less hair doing that method. And again, that also too is for those who don't have like hair loss areas. So I'm going to be again or continuously explaining the adjustments I make in areas because of hair loss. So, and adding a lot of hair right here, not making it spacious, is very important because I need to help to start camouflage that area back there, right? So you'll see as I continue to install her twist. All right, so as you can see, I am adding the twist in, and I'm realizing that I'm running out of the red. Well, I realized that a while ago that I was running out of the red. So I did start placing them a little closer together, but I did want to leave a few of them just so when I did start to set her hair when I was finished, I could fill in any areas. So, and I also wanted to, that's just me. I didn't want to add like two colors, four pieces to the next row and then have the other row the other color. So if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it and it's gonna be nice. So here I am bringing those other 2 packs of hair, and I'm just gonna spread them out on the tool. It's T1B30. I thought it was 27. So yeah, I still have a few, it's like 5 or so red pieces. And then I'm just gonna prep the rest of this hair on the tool, and then I'm going to add the hair to the back. And so it's more than enough hair, so I don't really have to like think while I'm installing the back. So I want to make sure that I get that bottom row nice and full, and then get the other areas, other 2 rows full of twist too, just in case she does decide to wear it up in a style of some sort. So yeah. So this is what I mean about bricklayer parting. You don't need to use as much hair, and it is the very back. So you don't have to put a ton of twist in there. And plus, we didn't want to have to use this, so not having a ton back there is better than having a lot. And again, it's the back of her head. As you can see, it falls over. You can't see any of that, but you can see it's a pretty big space in between here. I mean, as you can see, because of that, I do want to add some of those pieces to help camouflage that as much as I can. So that is what you're about to see me do. So I'm just about to start setting her hair and then filling in where I see pieces should be filled in. And something that you have to keep in mind, you have to, I was actually doing a consultation yesterday with a client, and I was saying you have to accept your hair how it is. Once you accept your hair how it is, then you can find ways around doing what you're doing. If you're constantly trying to put box braids on hair loss, a lot of hair loss area, or you keep doing the same things that are not working, you're going to keep going backwards. People only go forward once they accept their hair in the condition that it is, and then move forward. You know what I'm saying? So say that to say she knows that she's only going to be able to wear it in basically one style. And we talked about it, you know what I'm saying? We talked about it when she sat down and I was, going through and really looking at her hair. Or she's going to be able to, not even just one style, but one direction, so that we can have her coverage. I didn't add a net, so that means that I didn't add a whole bunch of pieces. But again, I was against two things. So I had two things I had to make sure I had intact, while doing her hair. So yeah, I'm just placing her twists and just trying to see the best way to style them that's cute and full and gorgeous. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to really be showing you the end results, the rest of her hair. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it was helpful for you. I hope that it helps you. Well, I said that already, but it's because I mean it. So I really hope that it was helpful for you. Always make sure you're never compromising your hair for a style. I felt that her hair was in a good enough condition to install this. If I didn't feel like it, I wouldn't have done it. And that's just, how I am. So, and that's just how I plan to keep it. So yeah, definitely give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you learned one thing, let me know if you use this method or have tried it. Let me know. I try to leave other hair loss installs in the description box for you all to have different ones to look at. You may see one that better or looks more like your crown, you know what I'm saying? It could help more. So y'all make sure to leave those in the description box. Share this with somebody who you think may need it. Subscribe if you are not already subscribed. If you are a returning subscriber, I'm always grateful for you. Okay? And I will see y'all next time. Peace and blessings.